As I was climbing out, I got hit in my head. One grazed me and one went in. Still to this day, I got a bullet in my head. And
how do you survive a bullet in your head? It's just chilling in there?
I got a big ass head.
Unleashed with the Dingo and Danny, fueled by Monster Energy.
Riders are ready to go. The alarm bells start going off. You're like, get these guys out of here. Chino, the first time I met you was when you did the it was an Etiquette shoot and you did it on Sunset Boulevard where you wheelied down the street, and that was my first time seeing you in person and I've been seeing the videos that you'd been doing with Ash and Monster and yourself for like a long time. You can open it, Ash. You can open it. As you know, we have Chino and we have Dirt Shock on here because I need. If it wasn't for Dirt Shock, Chino wouldn't be on Monster. So at the end of the day, it made sense for the podcast to have Ash kind of step in and kind of lay out some boundaries for us. So I'm excited to get into that. But I don't know, I was super impressed. The way that you handled it, you had to have a girl on the back of the bike as you wheeled up and down Sunset with no police permission.
Oh yeah, we just ran out there that day. We wasn't even supposed to be there. Ethica, they man, we're just gonna take the bike out and we're just gonna go. I'm like, all right, I'm with it. That's just what I come from, so I'm with it.
I don't remember I walked into the hotel room and the girl was getting ready, and she had a bottle of tequila, and she wasn't just shooting it. She was like and I was like, man, no helmet, and she just held on.
Yeah, she just got on, and I was surprised too. She wasn't scared of nothing.
Nah,
surprised. Yeah,
it was
wasn't scared nothing.
She had confidence.
Yeah,
she had straight confidence.
Yeah, definitely.
Because you had confidence.
Yeah,
that was cool. And then the second time I met you, but there was a party in downtown Los Angeles, and your entrance was down the stairs on a motorbike into this nightclub where you then lit up the nightclub, smoked the nightclub out as you entered. Yeah. And that was the second time I met it, and I was like, man, Chino's a badass.
Yeah, I appreciate that for sure. I appreciate it, definitely.
So let's take it back. You grew up in Baltimore.
Yeah, born and raised.
Born and raised. Still there today.
Yeah, still live in Baltimore.
And you got on bikes at a pretty young age, right?
I started riding when I was 5 or 6, and ever since then, I was into dirt bikes. I was on pedal bikes first, and of course, after pedal bikes, the next thing to do was to get on dirt bikes, because dirt bikes was the popular thing in my city, and 5 or 6 was when I first learned how to ride, get on a dirt bike and ride. It was actually a guy from around my way. His name was Var, and we was at this track. We was at this it was a field, but the track where they run on, and we there. So he on the back of the bike, and I'm on the front. It was actually my brother XR70 at the time. It was XR70, and he on the back. But as we going around the track and he's showing me how to ride, he jumped off the back. And I didn't even know he was gone. So I'm still riding, and then I figured out he was gone once I'm coming back around the track to where everybody at to stop. So everybody jumping in front of me trying to stop me. I'm like, why they trying to stop me? He's still. Yeah. Then I look back and he ain't back there. I'm like, oh shit! Now, so then that's when I really learned how to ride, and ever since then, I just love dirt bikes. So I would ride dirt bikes all from there, and when my dirt bike was messed up, I'd be on my pedal bike. So back and forth, really. But when I turned 10, I was fully on dirt bikes. 9, 10, I was fully on dirt bikes. It wasn't even riding pedal bikes no more. I ain't cared for a pedal bike. It was just strictly dirt bikes.
Pedal bikes are sort of coming back right now.
Yeah, pedal
it's
bikes.
Heavy right now.
Yeah, they making a.
So Baltimore,
sure.
Back to what Dingo was saying. Talk to us about dirt bikes in Baltimore.
I mean, dirt bikes in Baltimore have been going on since I want to say the 80s. It always been a big thing. And we like originated like a lot of the like tricks and things like that we be doing on dirt bikes and stuff like that. And so over time we became like the dirt bike capital, and like it moved up. So it went to like, I would say it went from Baltimore, Philly to New York. And at a certain point we all like started to link up and ride together and stuff like that. But for then it was always like before it wasn't a New York and Baltimore thing. It was a Philly and Baltimore thing, where Philly ain't like Baltimore with riding. Like
Rivals.
It was a rival. It was like a competition thing. Who was better than who? Like Philly was trying to show Baltimore that they was better than us. And
that was on videos.
Yeah, that was on videos when they was riding. And Meek, way before me and Meek met, he'd be on the internet like, yeah, y'all Baltimore guys, y'all can't mess with us. Y'all can't mess with us on these bikes. So when me and Meek linked up, it was like a big shocker to everybody. Like, damn, Meek used to be on the internet talking about Baltimore, and now he signed somebody from Baltimore to ride dirt bikes with him. So it was like a big thing in Philly, where Philly felt some type of way in the beginning, but it was like they just had to live.
So did it unite them? Did it unite Philly and Baltimore?
I would say it did. It actually played a big part of like us all coming together and then not being like no rival or nothing like that. And then it basically like moved up really to New York, and then we all just really came together.
How did Meek find you?
Meek found me. He was watching me on YouTube. He was actually watching all the Baltimore videos, and at the time I was like one of the youngest guys riding dirt bikes. So he said he used to watch my videos, just keep watching them. And then he had a show in Baltimore. It's like when he first getting into the industry, he had a show in Baltimore. And at the show, he like, anybody know Chino? Anybody know Chino? So he was saying it on the mic at the show, but somebody met him outside at his bus when he was leaving the show and was like, yeah, I can get you to Chino. Like, give me a number or something like that. So he gave him the number. And the number got back to me. And when the number got back to me, I remember like it was yesterday. I was sitting at we was in the house. It was in my mom's house. Me, my brother, my sister, and my cousin. We sitting at the computer table in my sister's room, and I put the phone on speaker, put it on the table, and called him. So when I call him, the first time, it's like as soon as I get on the phone with him, he like, man, I like what you do on the bike. I want to help you get like some sponsors and things like that. Just want to make everything.
How old are you?
I probably was like 12, 13.
What's crazy is just we figured out that when you met Ash originally, you were 13.
I was like 13.
Yeah.
So at the time, I'm like 12, 13. And he telling me like all this stuff. Like, yeah, I'm going to do this for you. I'm going to do this for you. I'm going to get you these sponsors. I'm going to help you like basically make money off riding dirt bikes and turn it into a sport.
Because at that point, it hadn't really happened, right? Especially for the culture for Philly and Baltimore, even up to New York. Yeah. Like, no one was making money off this stuff yet.
Nobody
it was just
was making money. It was, I never thought, just by the way that I ride, I never thought that I would end up making money off riding dirt bikes, because we didn't have like access to no tracks and things like that. I knew it was possible to be in the motocross and things like that, but for me to turn my lane into something was different for me.
Did you ever ride dirt, or was it just straight street bike riding?
I rode dirt. For I want to say like a month.
We put him on dirt.
Yeah.
But
you grew up like listen. But it's such a complete opposite, right? Most people get into riding dirt bikes on dirt. You grew up learning how to ride a dirt bike in the streets.
Yeah,
it's two different sports.
How old were you when you learned to wheelie a dirt bike?
I started wheeling, I want to say 9 or 10. That was when I was like fully on dirt bikes. So I think a few videos was going out around that time. It was one when it's this long street in my city. It's called Hilton Parkway. I wheelie like the whole Hilton Parkway. I want to say it's probably like 2 miles or something like that. Like 2 miles at the time. I'm like 12. Yeah. Probably like 12 at the time. So then that went out. And now my name just buzzing on the internet. That was like one of the first videos. My name just buzzing on the internet. And then after the videos that I had did with you, I want to say, I think we dropped the Chino Day in the Life.
Yeah.
I dropped the Chino Day in the Life.
And that was his biggest video.
Which was 2011.
No, 12.
Yeah, that dropped in 12. We've had an 11. Then the Chino Day in the Life, that has 13 million views now.
Yeah, for sure.
And that was like his big one. He has like a monster. He's wearing like a vest. And he has the monster patch on the back.
Patch on the back.
We patch him. He's wearing Pro Circuit Mitch Payton gloves, Thor gloves. He has like Pro Circuit gloves on. And
gloves.
Yeah, we'll get some gloves. And it was crazy because it was like the first time I think anybody's really been like really branded in like a bike life video.
For sure.
Like for real. So it was a big deal. And then you just had Meek's new album come out with that song. I forgot what the song name was, but it was a pretty big song and it was sick. It was the Rick Ross and Meek, and it went pretty hard.
The Justin Bieber.
The Justin Bieber song.
Yeah,
so
sure.
and that one, it all happened around that time and it blew up.
How did you two link? How did that even come about?
We did I want to say Malcolm, right?
Malcolm McCassie.
Yeah, Malcolm McCassie.
Malcolm McCassie. Connecting the dots back then.
That OG.
I'm still connecting the dots today.
Always. That's what he does. So me and Malcolm called me up and he was telling me about Meek and he was telling me about Chino and he's like, these guys love to ride dirt bikes. And I've heard, Meek's, I knew about Meek Mill, hip hop artist, but I didn't know really that much about Chino. And then they gave me your plug, gave me your Instagram, checked you out. I'm like, whoa, this kid's sick. And then me and Mitch Covington, he was director of motorsports back then, but now senior VP. Yeah. He came with us to Miami. Yeah. We ended up just meeting him and Coon Philly and Meek and we ended up just going like the first night, going to the music studio, and he was recording, finishing up Dreams and Nightmares. Like we were, me and Mitch Covington and Malcolm were in the studio when they're
for sure
recording that, and that ended up being like probably one of his biggest club bangers of all time.
Definitely. Yeah.
So, I mean, I didn't even know what we were getting into. And then and then we ended up going, he was what, 14, 14, and then we ended up at Dream at the club. And went to that was that was one of my biggest, first, big Miami experiences. We had a good one that night. But
so at this point, you're like a teenager. Meek Mill's roped you into this world. Says, we're going to take bike life and make it, turn the culture into, how much has it changed since then to where it is now? Do you see an evolution on it as I know that you foreseeing a Pete to try to create a league out of it someday or some sort?
I feel like bike life has came a long way since then because it have a lot of eyes on it now. Back then, it was people paying attention, but the internet wasn't as big as it. Well, not internet, but social media wasn't as big as it is now.
Yep.
So over time, it grew, and And I want to say everybody that's nice or just that's known for being a part of bike life, I want to say they have their own fan base and have their own following. I want to say, I could be wrong, but literally everybody in bike life, I would say, has more than 50,000 followers on Instagram. So.
It's almost they all have their own styles. Chinos, there's guys that go slow. Chino rides fast.
Fast.
He's one of the guys that rides super fast wheeling. He's what do you call it? Dancing on the seat.
Dancing on the seat.
Yeah. He dances, and then I thought you really brought the Baltimore arm swag into the game heavy.
Yeah, for sure.
So
what's the Baltimore arm swag?
What? Get the arm. I mean, and so coming from a heavy supercross, motocross background, working with those kind of athletes, and those guys are, they look at what Chino's doing, Axel and Twitch. Axel can't really nearly Chino what he does on a dirt bike. He trips.
Wait. That is that a fact?
What's that?
That Axel can't really like Chino?
No.
Really?
Hell no. Twitch can't either.
We need to. Who wants to talk about Twitch? So we need to. Hang on. So wait. We need to. I want to see a street wheelie off between Axel and Chino.
Yeah,
that's what we need to do.
Well, let's explain it. Axel can't really go 12. It's a whole different deal. He go 12 o'clock is when tell him what 12 o'clock is.
12 o'clock is when you go straight all the way up and down.
So it's
so your bike's
and they start scraping back fenders, and then so say Twitch, he scrapes the back fender and he drops it right then.
Yeah,
he can't keep going, but it's a whole.
You stay back there.
It's a whole different type of bike control than riding dirt bikes on dirt. It's a whole different feeling, bike control.
Chino grew up riding in the streets. He doesn't ride on dirt.
Yeah, it's a whole different traction. The motor's different. The whole way you ride street is way different than dirt. And the pros trip on what he's doing.
How back in the day, would you guys do street wheelie competitions?
No, street wheelie competitions still actually go on.
Really?
Yeah, they go on for sure. It's now in bike life, they be trying to base tricks off of who nice, but no, it's really your distance, how far you can go. But that's my whole thing of me trying to turn it into like a sport or a league is like turn it into where you're being judged off of the type of tricks you do. Who did them the best? You get what I'm saying? Like who looked the best when they did the trick, and who just doing the longest wheelie, or who swerved the best, or something like that. So, like really just coming up with a concept for
different categories.
Yeah, different categories. Yeah.
Because Chino usually goes, and then he'll keep it up, and then he'll come back.
Yeah.
He'll U-turn, and he can like what gear are you in? What gear when you're swerving? What gear are you in?
I would say I'm in third or fourth.
How fast are you going?
But he's like swerving, like standing up, like sitting back, bouncing back up, like
that'd be like.
But what's the fun? Do you pin it through the streets?
No. Not pin it, but I'm going at a nice speed. So,
but you're on sidewalks, bouncing back off. Like he can go in between shit wheeling, like his bike control.
What's the gnarliest accident you've had on the streets?
I would say my gnarliest one was just, and before then I haven't even fell. I haven't fell probably in years. 2018, I fell doing a commercial in the Bahamas. I was coming down this track, and it was like where they sit these poles and like in the middle of the track to separate the track, but they take them out, and it's still the hub there. You know what I'm talking about?
I know exactly what you mean.
So I'm coming up the middle, and I'm on 12, and I hit it, and it made the bike bounce, and the bike like went back. The bike bounced and went back, and like I slid down the whole track.
And that's what's crazy. Is like he's crashing on a set. He's not like on the streets. He ain't crashing, but when it's set up,
how bad?
That's why. That's like
How were the police growing up as a kid? How do they treat it in the cities? I mean, are they coming after you guys?
Police, they was always like, they always chased us like crazy. Like that was like. When you come out and you ride on a Sunday, you knew you was in for a chase. So if that wasn't what you was ready for, like there was no point in you even riding, because you was definitely getting in a chase with probably 5 or more cars chasing you at one time, literally.
No way.
And then,
hang on. With that the group of you guys, that's everybody.
I would say the whole group, for sure. But everybody might split up. Everybody split up, go different ways, and then we meet up. It was
that's Chase
points.
101.
It was different points where we know, all right, if we in this area, we might meet at this field or this school. Or if we in this, like, if different areas was different meetup spots. So we all know after the chase where to go. All right, we all going to meet up at this spot just to come back together as one.
That's
yeah.
That's the challenge in itself, right?
Yeah,
the survival ticket is not getting caught.
Yeah, you can't get caught.
That means you won today.
Yeah.
Well, some cops will back off, right?
Yeah, they're back
because
off.
It's too dangerous. Like once they start going, like
some loved it. Like some loved to chase you. Like they still chase to this day, but I would say over time, from now to back then, the chases is nothing like how they were back then.
Yeah.
And like, it'd be like now when I ride, and like if I ride in Baltimore or something like that, I think the police like know what I have done with like bike life or just being known for riding. It's like they don't even bother me. It'd be like we just gonna let him ride and let him enjoy himself. Yeah, they don't even bother me. I might talk to the police while I'm on dirt bike.
Yeah, well, you get to that point where you're up here and
for sure.
They know they'll talk. You know, they're not chasing some. You know that they know that they're actually like chasing the guy that pretty much created it all.
Exactly, for sure.
How does that feel like when you show up into like different cities or whatnot, and you get that respect from like the younger kids or the kids that look up to you?
I always loved that because my main thing be really with being as though the level that I'm on or where I've come from. I like to be in those type of settings and being around kids, because when I was growing up, like I never had nobody like popular that I could like see.
Yeah.
I would say on a regular basis, but not like every day. But just like I still go through my neighborhood. I still might hang out in my neighborhood just sometimes. So the kids who growing up, they like we see them on TV. But me growing up, I had to see everybody that I looked up to or anybody that was famous. I had to see them on the TV. I never could see them like in my neighborhood. We never had that coming from my neighborhood. So I like to be like that with like kids and just knowing people admire me for what I do.
Yeah, now you've created that, so it's like that. Like, how would you foresee a league or something being created to where like it can be like overseen or can be judged, or how does that vision in your head?
I mean, the vision in my head, I want to see like where we at probably raceways, tracks, and things like that, but we're doing what we do. You understand what I'm saying? Like Ash said earlier, different categories of different tricks, style, swerve, just different things, and being judged off of it, and then over time you winning trophies, you winning money and things like that, and also having an opportunity to get sponsored and things like that by different brands and stuff.
We kind of know some people in some high places. I feel like that's crazy that this hasn't been done. Yeah, you know, and I feel like and Ash will attest to this right now. We're in a crazy time, right? The world has changed a lot, right? And I think FMX is going to change a lot. It already has. Like there's things that are changing. I think there's opportunities right now for things like that to be able to be planted in and create an event like that. We know the people how to create that. I think it is time for something like that to be created, because I think more now than ever, being able to cross over that urban culture into even like motorbike culture, I think right now is like, even like, for example, like Axel, like if you watch Axel's page or you watch the people that follow Axel, it's like Meek Mill tells, like, he's like, Drake, you gotta follow this guy. It's like it's like that actual crossover.
Well, he has a lot of influence from you guys. So like what he does, like, I didn't mean to cut you off, but what he does, like when he jumps up on his seat and he's doing the boxes, and like he takes, Axel's watched his videos, the street videos, and he takes what they do.
I would say in the motocross world and stuff like that, Axel is like me. Right? I would say I look up to Axel in that world. Like he bring a whole different style to it. Like his style of riding, and I don't know, he's just different.
No, it's so true. Like, you don't need to be a dirt biker to watch Axel and be like, that's cool.
Yeah, for sure.
Right? And it's we're seeing it now that people are so enthralled by watching him ride and the way that he does it, and he's bringing that in, like that, having even like that music culture be like, oh man, that's kind of cool how he does that, and it's relatable. You know, it's like people can almost relate. I mean, not relate to everything he's doing, but it's like, it's not like he's doing double backflips or spin around. And people are like, that's fucking crazy, but I'm never gonna be able to do that. But people being able to see, like, him, even him riding like on a 110, right? Like how he rides on a 110 and makes it look. I look at Axel, I'm like, man, it looks like he's a skateboarder.
I be saying like me, I watch a lot of riders ride, and it's like, you can see it in like they whole demeanor and face, like when they ride, and it's like it's effortless. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So when you watching, like if I watch myself or somebody else watch me, or I watch Axel, I see me when he, you know what I'm saying, because it's like he's doing it with.
He has a lot of wheelie combos. He has a lot of wheelie combos, which, like, you know, it's very similar to what they're doing, and that's what sort of separates him. I mean, he goes big. I mean, he don't get me wrong, he goes big as fuck. But he also, like, on the flat ground, he could just not have one jump and just lay it down still.
Get to that. He could jump. You might see Axel go jump up on the curb.
Yeah.
It's just the swag of how he's doing it. You understand what I'm saying? Like,
he can swerve. He just can't go 12 like him. He can swerve.
So, you were recently in Atlanta at Supercross.
Yeah.
They had you on the jumbotron. You're all today. You're all good. You're like, all right, we're not live. We can do this. You don't like being put on the spot live.
But before I did that interview, I told Aaron probably like 4 times. I'm like, man, I hate these live interviews. I just being live, and then you got like the whole crowd of people watching you, which really wasn't that bad, because, you know, it's still COVID still going on, so it wasn't that many people, but. Believe it or not, I ain't look nervous, but I was nervous.
Nah, you're a pro. No, we're not live today. No, I'm just kidding. We are live. Like,
yeah, I thought you were one and done, dude. There's no edit.
No. It's just one take, you know. But no, I'm just kidding. I'm just messing with you. Did it feel good to get back and watch a race?
No, for sure. I haven't seen a race in a while, and just being in the stadium and being around like a lot of people just felt good. It felt like things is coming back to life.
Man, I feel it, like after a year of sitting around and not doing much, that it's crazy, because like being able to go back to, I've been to a couple live events, went to a UFC thing, there was the Machine Gun Kelly concert we did, and like just seeing the people interact again, and seeing that it's people, I think people need it to be around people, and that energy, and it's like it makes people, we've lived in like a weird, where we've all been like held back, and we haven't, we haven't been able to see, whether it's our families or friends or do our day-to-day life, where it's like the world needs it. The world needs live events. The world needs entertainment in a way to where you can sit and look and like touch it. Like being able to not touch things or like it's like a weird thing. So it's cool to see it kind of going again, and I hope that it just continues and we can kind of open back up. When was the last race you went to?
The last race I went to, I want to say
Atlanta.
Yeah.
No, but before that,
Before Atlanta, I think I went to the Supercross in Baltimore. They do it at the Baltimore Arena.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like a...
The arena cross.
Arena cross.
But
arena cross.
Going back to Atlanta, that was like the first one in our season that like had people back. You had good vibes, the activation. You were there for the smoke show and they're jumping in the Harleys and they showed up. Yeah. So, and then Salt Lake just happened and we had a big crowd there and it's coming back, which is positive because that's what we need. I mean, this sport thrives off fans and we just need that. We need that lifestyle back because racing is only a part of it. That's why people go, but the lifestyle is what sort of influence the whole culture around it and what they're doing in the pits and what they're doing. It's just that is Supercross. Supercross is going all day. It's an all day activity.
Mm-hmm. Charm City Kings. How did that come up?
I mean, Charm City Kings. We was actually working on Charm City Kings. I want to say since 2015. It's so crazy because once again, the first meeting for Charm City Kings, Malcolm McCaskey.
Yeah.
Malcolm.
He did not. He did not.
No, Malcolm's his boy, dude. He got
Malcolm. We went to. We got the call. They wanted me to come meet with Jada at her house, so we went and met with Jada at her house, and Caleb Pickett was there too as well, and we was working on it since 2015, but 2015 and then 2016. That was when my situation happened with me getting shot.
We gotta start talking about that, but let's keep going on this.
Sure.
That was my first question.
So it was calling. We was talking about it, and while I was in the hospital, Caleb had called, and I'm like, Caleb, we gotta do this. We gotta do this movie. Like, we gotta do this movie. Like, get me away from Baltimore. So then that's when he really like started like going in on it. And 2018 was then he called. He like it's really going down now. Like, we really doing it. We doing it. And like I think he called probably 3 months before it was even going on.
Yeah.
And we started doing it.
So who came up with the idea and like who wrote the original script?
I want to say they took the script from a documentary.
Okay.
12 O'Clock Boys documentary and turned it into a movie.
Yep.
And I want to say Barry Jenkins.
How involved was Will Smith? What was his role?
Will Smith, I think he was just executive producer.
Okay. And then Jada was a little bit more involved?
Yeah, but Caleb Pickett was more involved than any of them.
Okay.
For sure. He was on the scene the whole time, helping.
Talk to us about your character.
My character, I was playing like the villain.
Yeah.
I was playing the villain in the movie.
You're pretty bad in that video. Like you got some swag in that video. Sure. He's the guy.
But playing like my role in the movie, it was really like I would say it was my first movie, but I was comfortable because it was like me being in like my own element of like riding, and then just really like everyday life in Baltimore, really of like what I have been through and things like that growing up there.
Yeah. So essentially, you were in a movie. It won a Sundance Award, by the way.
Yeah.
You know that?
When it won a Sundance.
Yeah,
sure.
That's huge. But like you were able to play a role you'd never acted before, right?
Yeah, that was my first time. Didn't go to acting classes or anything. That was my first one.
But at the end of the day, there was no one better for yourself and Meek Mill to play those roles.
For sure.
You guys are essentially able to play yourselves, right? So it's like there's a script that's being taken and a storyline to where to make that movie work, they needed you guys because you guys were the lifestyle.
Yeah.
Without you guys being the lifestyle, the movie wouldn't have been able to turn out the way that it did.
It's so crazy because it was certain scenes in there, like it was the one when me and Meek was like in conflict, and you wouldn't believe like it's so they had to do that. They had to do that scene over so many times because it's like we tried to go at each other so hard and just laugh.
Yeah.
Every time.
Yeah.
We finally got it down pat. We finally got it down, and then everything after that.
That's a pretty serious scene too. That's one of the.
They got intense with us.
What was the turning moment? How did you guys finally get it across the line?
We did it so many times and laugh. We was like, yo, we gotta get this one down pat. Like, how we just gonna keep getting right here to this point and laughing? Like, it don't make sense.
So when were you guys at one point when you guys were riding? Were you guys almost directing the director? Because I mean, you guys know like
I would say in the chase scene, I would say I directed the whole chase scene because it was like they was trying to tell me how they wanted the chase scene done, but I'm like, if you want it to be real, you have to let me tell you how I go because I've been in these situations in the past. You understand? So
that was after the brick. You threw the brick,
yeah, for sure, yeah.
And then you guys all split up and then met up, just like how he said.
That was like the climax of the movie right there.
Yeah, that was my favorite part.
How was it to be like, a main character in a feature film? Like
that was amazing for me, especially coming from what I come from, and then being able to accomplish that off riding dirt bikes. So that was amazing for me.
You think you'd ever try and do any acting stuff again?
Yeah, for sure. I think so. I got to be comfortable in the element of doing it. Like I was comfortable in that because it was like where I come from. It was in my city and things like that. So,
That's crazy. So you said it, but let's backtrack a second and then let's, you got shot.
Yeah, I got shot. It was a situation. Well, it wasn't even a situation in my city. I was pulling up at my mom's house and the car pulled up and I was sitting in the car. It was like a drive-by shooting. And as they started shooting, I started to climb out the car. But as I was climbing out, I got hit in my head. One grazed me and one went in. Still to this day, I got a bullet in my head. And
how do you survive a bullet in your head? It's just chilling in there?
I got a big ass head.
So did it got wedged in there and they just figured it should just stay there?
If they would have took the bullet out, it would have caused internal bleeding. So they left it in. And it's crazy because I didn't have to go through no surgeries. Like, I ain't go through no surgery or nothing. And when I was in the hospital, I remember I was, like, on the hospital bed, and the doctor was telling me, like, she said, don't play the lottery. I'm like, what you mean, don't play the lottery? Like, while I'm laying in the hospital bed, I'm like, what you mean, don't play the lottery? She's like, because you already won. I'm like, wow. Like, basically, like, you hear basically you got shot in your head. You might as well say 2 times. One went in and one grazed you, and you still here, so you won. Like,
that's heavy.
Yeah, you won.
Damn.
Yeah, for sure.
That's gnarly.
So what was the recovery on that?
I mean, the recovery, I really was, like, rest, really. And I was resting, and things just got better. But I probably rested for, I want to say, like, a week and a half, 2 weeks later. It's a video out. It was all over the blogs and stuff. Meek. 2 weeks later, Meek calling me to Philly. Come to Philly. We went to basketball game. Then after the basketball game, we had went to strip club. And you see me in the strip club throwing money. So they like, he in the strip club 2 weeks later.
He good. I
like that recovery story.
Sure.
Man, that's a gnarly story. I mean, unfortunately for you guys are surrounded by that type of guns and violence. Like, what's even your stance on like kind of guns and here in America? Like, it's.
I mean, like we came up with a thing like we're riding dirt bikes, bikes up, guns down. So we just try to put more attention on the bikes than the violence and things like that because we just feel like the way we ride and where we come from, it brings us together. I would say it do. It brings us together a lot because it might be negative stuff going on in the city or amongst different hoods in the city, back and forth. But when we come together and we ride as one, we really don't know violence or nothing be going on.
Yeah.
Like you might see a person that you're into it with, but y'all on bikes at the time. And don't nothing happen because everybody just enjoying their time riding the bikes and stuff. But whatever they do when they get off, that's on their time. But while we riding and things like that, don't nothing go on. So we always say bikes bring bond and bikes up, guns down.
Yeah, bikes up, guns down. I like that. You guys, it's uniting. It's like even
sure.
look from like the beginning of you being in Baltimore against Philly, there being a battle there, or all the way up to New York, me getting your number or trying to get a hold of you, and then bringing that all together. It's like the world needs more of that.
Yeah, definitely. For
you
sure.
know,
Unity.
it's like even everything like Meek had recently gone through in the past couple of years. I think like it's crazy that. You know, you guys, so many people look up to you guys worldwide, right? Sure. And being able to unite and make that happen, we need that more than ever in the world. Yeah, definitely. We should have competitions in the streets, in the hood, because it does unite and it does bring it together. Sure. It's like, we were saying, you know, on a call earlier and just saying that, like, talking about the Olympics, like, the world can be going through whatever the fuck it's going through, but sport will always unite the world. There can be countries that are dropping bombs on each other, but we all stop for a minute and we can participate in sports and see athletes getting along. It unites, you know, and I think we need that. We need that more than ever. So you guys are we're in Miami. I don't even know do we say we were in Miami yet? I don't know, but we're in a hotel room.
I didn't know we started it. I thought we were just prepping. You didn't even.
We're in Miami. We're in a hotel room. And you guys are here scouting a trip. What's going on?
Yeah, so me and
put the microphone next to your mouth.
Me and Chino, right here. Am I good? You got audio girl. You got me? All right, cool.
You're gonna lose your Philly and host gig soon, man.
This is my first podcast, Dingo. Me and Chino are out here. We're sort of just gonna vibe, figure it out. We're doing a video project. Can't really talk too much about it, but Miami's gonna be the spot,
and it's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, it's gonna be good, and the creative's sort of happening as we speak right now. Yeah, definitely. So we want to sort of take this vibe here and combine it with dirt bikes and see what we get. For sure. So.
You had a video where we talked Crazy Chase. When did Crazy Chase come out?
Crazy Chase.
Is that what it's called? It's you. You're all in white. You got the Fox gear on, and it's almost like a music video, but it's not the movie.
It's not the movie. I don't know. I just know the movie.
No, that's the chase scene.
That's the chase scene.
That's people putting the chase scene up and making their own videos.
Really?
Yeah. People put
I found one of those videos. That's like, honestly, that's the best music. Like, that's one of the best music videos I've ever seen.
And they put music like behind it.
Yeah. You can tell it's not a music video because the music's turned down. The vocals are turned down. But honestly, that's what you guys need to make.
So many people like they love that chase scene. RIP DMX. That I feel like he got like one of the craziest chase scenes when he was getting chased on the 4-wheeler. Yeah. And then I would say from me watching movies, like that's one of the craziest chase scenes as well. My chase scene in Charm City Kings.
100%.
Sure. Yeah.
So you guys are here. You guys are scouting, and then we come back and we do it. You got to show him. You got to show him changing gears. He needs to see that.
Shifting gears. We'll show him that one. Yeah, that was Kurt Busch. We hit the Florida Keys. I think $190, 190 miles an hour down the Florida Key bridges, 7-mile bridge. So we rented those out, and we got the Harleys wheeling them. We had Axel and Talk out there. We set up a ramp. They jumped the Bahia Bridge down the Keys, and yeah, that one was crazy. Want to thank Key West for that one. They're super cool.
Yeah, so, they just tried to bill us another. We'll bleep that out. We can do whatever we want. We can do whatever we want.
No, it's 4,500.
We can. It was so funny. We ran into one of the cops that helped us out there the other night, like on the street. Yeah. He was like, "You look like Dingo," and I'm like, "I am Dingo." Yeah. But we took a wrong turn coming in today. So this is where I'm getting at. We took a wrong turn coming in today, and we got lost. But we found a bridge that he's like, one of the bad boy bridges. He's like, "Oh, you can rent this bridge out." So he's looking around. So we're already finding spots.
Yeah. So we want to start out like I think we want to, we'll hit South Beach, probably the Miami port. Yeah. Couple, special, hopefully we invited a couple special locations we're trying to get to, and we want to involve some more players in this, some bigger personalities, and we want to make this thing pretty.
So we want to wheelie you through DJ Khaled's house. Yeah.
Through the house, over the water.
Yeah, we're gonna start here in South Beach. And then we're gonna start, and then we're gonna end up on Star Island.
Yeah, we gotta see if we can get in there. So
Star Island would be crazy, for sure.
But I think this is the spot. And down here, which is crazy, which we were talking about earlier, was when I first met Chino and Meek down here in 2011. We first went when we were hanging out, we first went to that go-kart track, and that's where I first saw you ride in person. And he was doing his thing around the track, and then all of a sudden, Meek's like, "Watch this," and he he put a tweet out, a bike life tweet, and 100 people on dirt bikes, quads. Really?
Yeah, for sure. 100 bikes popped up. Then we wheelied all through Opelika and stuff like that, and back to the beach.
And that's what sold Mitch Covington. Like he saw that shit. He's all, this shit's real. He's like, these guys know how to ride, and he couldn't believe like how much energy was behind this, how many people followed it, and just the influence it had with this culture, this bike life culture.
What's actually the biggest like ride along you've done, or like thrown out and have you had thousands of people ever show up anywhere?
Yeah, I feel like the biggest ride has been like Cleveland. Cleveland's always to me, and it was the matter of fact the Miami Martin Luther King ride.
Yeah,
they like the biggest rides in bike life, I would say, and they the ones I had like the most fun at.
Because to be honest, well, apart from you guys, the only time I've really seen it and been like, oh, that's legit is the Till I Die video of Machine Gun Kelly, where those guys looked like they knew what they were doing. Where sometimes you see like these people have no idea what they're doing. Yeah, they've got bikes, they've got the 4-wheelers, but they're not.
Just reckless.
So are they getting hurt out there? I mean, they're going down, right?
For sure.
I mean, not everybody's Chino, so.
For sure, everybody be going down here and there, but it more so be when you in a big crowd and you got like rookies that just started learning how to ride or wheelie, and then they might come and cut somebody off or something, not paying attention. There's actually this little guy here from my city. His name Lil Nick. He like I want to say he like 13, and he like nice. So I was telling him, we was actually riding. I was telling him he get nice and stuff, and he riding, but in the mix of everybody, I'm telling him like, you gotta look around while you riding. Yeah. Because if you just wheeling, you might just run into somebody and not even knowing that they wheeling beside you. So you gotta pay attention.
So is there like an etiquette? Like you tell, like
I try to once I see like kids or stuff coming up to trying to wheel and stuff like that to get nice, I always try to coach them and things like that, because when I was riding, that's what the older guys was doing for me. So I try to do the same thing for them just so they could perfect their craft.
And then describe like your type of riding. Describe your style.
How do we describe it?
I mean, when I watch it, I mean, you're one of the guys that's going faster, quicker.
Me, I like to go fast and slow it down, do my tricks and things like that, speed it back up, and then just my style. That's just like my style of riding. Like I might ride to the side. Like I start my wheelie off. I might go left, but wheelie. But I'm actually trying to go straight, but I like yank the bike to the left or yank the bike to the right. It's just my style of ride.
So when you're doing a line or a wheelie, do you know what you're doing, or do you get like pop it up and just start feeling it?
That's one thing that I had to learn. Like I never think about what I'm doing. Yeah. Because the minute that I think about it, I feel like I'm gonna hurt myself. So I just don't think about nothing that I'm doing while I'm riding.
Yep. So you're freestyling every time. It's not like I'm going to go retry this or do that. Or
if I'm riding down the street and I say, I'm going to jump on the seat at this time, I'm going to take my hand off at this time, I feel like I didn't already I projected myself to do something, and anything might happen. So it's just the spirit of the moment that I do it.
And then how do others judge, like, Chino, like, how do you judge your guys' riding style? Like, Chino's the best, like compared to other guys. Like, what is it? Is it like what makes you better than another guy in this sport?
It's my style of riding, and then like what I've proved over time, and it's like how I do it. Like I say, it's effortless. Like I don't put no effort into doing it. I look like I'm just comfortable. Like I'm comfortable at all times when I'm riding the bike. So
you just know when somebody's the best. You look at them and you're like, they're the best.
Yeah. And then we gotta talk about this, like, because this is like the part of the most controversial thing: the helmets. The helmets. People wear the helmets. They don't wear the helmets. Talk to us about the whole. Talk to us about the helmets.
Actually, now it's actually a lot of people wearing helmets. It's a style now. I would say like the style now, we do wear the German helmets, the half helmets. We don't wear the whole ones, but we will. You know what I mean? But the half of helmets is like the style. It's starting to look good. You put your fitted cap under the German helmet, and then we're just coming through with it.
I mean, I remember back in the day, you told me a full face helmet, it was harder to see. So that was one of the reasons.
You lose your
vision because you got cars, lights, like you can't really see your peripheral.
Yeah, you can't see nothing.
Yeah, so that's a reason why they don't.
Our whole we'll have to turn like our whole head around to see.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So
I wanted to ask you about B360 Baltimore.
B360?
Yeah, the charity.
Working with B360, and they basically they teaching how to fix bikes through like STEM.
Yep.
And actually, the program is actually doing good. It's a bunch of little kids that come from communities around, and just teaching them how to ride and also fix bikes, and they learn a stem cell too through the bikes. So
that's cool.
Sure. Yeah,
that's
sure.
cool. We're kind of like wrapping up here. It kind of went pretty quick. But what I'd like to try and do, we usually do this like lightning round at the end, where I fire off these like questions.
For sure.
And they're pretty quick. It's just like, ask you, if you've got some that you feel like, you can jump in here and say it. But number one song stuck in your head right now.
Number one song stuck in my head. I would say "Dreams and Nightmares," the intro. Sure.
I like that. Must have piece of clothing in your fit.
White Air Forces.
Okay.
It's got them on. Yeah. Be careful, don't wear those around fucking Jake Paul if they're a little dirty. Did you see that? Did you see the footage of where he's like, hey, Mayweather's on the stage and he's got the camera up and he's like, hey, you bum. Yeah. You bum, you're a billionaire and you got dirty shoes on. Yeah. Best tropical vacation?
Bahamas.
Okay. Best secret food place in Baltimore?
I would say Civil.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
Greatest dirt biker of all time?
Greatest dirt bike myself.
Boom. Ash, you can answer that one.
You can't put me on the spot on that one.
There you go. He's not going to say himself. He's not going to say his brother. And he's not going to say you.
That's just too political.
Yeah.
Well,
that's a tough question for you, huh?
Yeah.
Wow. I thought I would have got some sort of answer.
No, that one stems deep.
Yeah.
I'd get too many guys mad off that one.
Yeah. What's your most treasured possession?
My most treasured possession. Damn, oh my god,
that's a good
So
one.
you stomped him?
You stumped me right there. My most treasured possession.
What do we got?
Ash travels with like a little teddy bear.
Yeah, shut up, Dingo. I know teddy bears.
I would say my family. Right?
Yeah, there you go. Boom.
good.
I like, dude, it's been since 2011. It's 2021. 10 years on Monster Energy. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
You know,
it feels good to be a part of Monster Energy. They actually they helping me turn it into something. I mean, take the sport to another level, really. So I appreciate that a lot, definitely.
Well, we appreciate you at Monster Energy, and
for sure.
We're excited to continue to support. And
we got to ask him what his favorite dirt bike is to ride. I mean, you've ridden a lot with them. What's your favorite manufacturer?
My favorite, I would say my favorite right now is, I like the Yamaha. For sure.
Yamaha Blue.
Yeah.
Yamaha.
He's what, 250 or 450?
450.
He's a 450 guy.
He used to stunt a 150, a CR150 better than anybody. You still got a 150?
Yeah, for sure. I still got a 150. My all-time favorite is 450 all day because I control them so well and they big. I always like the big bikes because I was little.
Yeah.
So it made me just look different from everybody. You got this little guy coming through on the 450. It just look better.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
All right, man. Well, we appreciate it. Good luck scouting, guys.
Yeah, for sure.
This one's going to, I don't know when it's dropping, but we're going to be probably filming this over the summer. And then hopefully I'm claiming fall time.
Yeah, epic.
It's coming out in 2021 for sure.
We don't talk about podcast drops. We just dropped them.
No, I'm talking about our video.
Yeah, the video.
Oh, yeah, I don't know when this shit's coming out. Is this coming out?
No, it wasn't coming out. We're actually live.
No, we're talking about the Chino video. That
2021,
that
right?
we're doing. Yeah, it'll come out this year. And hopefully your podcast does too.
Me too. I hope it does too, man. I hope we get to hear it.
Yes, indeed.
All right, Chino, thank you. Thanks for coming
on. I
on.
appreciate y'all having me.
That's a wrap.
Definitely.
Unleashed with the Dingo and Danny. Fueled by Monster Energy.